Okay. It is crypto faceless. I remain faceless. I remain nameless, guys. Back at it again. Go ahead, give me a like on the way in. If you haven't subscribed, make sure that you stop right now and hit the subscribe button, man. I got another TitanX update for you guys. We'll be speaking about TitanX. We're speaking about Hyper, the hype around Hyper, and then we will get into what we need to see for this project to really explode the way we expect it to explode. But first, let's get into the wider market as usual, man. We got BTC sitting at 66,000 or 67,000 last time I checked. We did break through the all-time highs, guys. We broke through, man. Uh, kind of crazy. We broke through yesterday, 69,000 something, 69,100 or whatever it was. Broke through the all-time highs, and then we shot down $10,000 all the way to 59,000. Kind of crazy, guys. If you're playing in leverage, I'm telling you guys, I've been saying since the beginning, I do not support leverage, guys. Look what we just saw. We just saw a breakout above 69K, which is the all-time high, which means pretty much destroying all of the shorts. And then immediately within hours, we saw a dump $10,000 all the way to 59K, which means what? That means we destroyed all of the longs. So, pretty much resetting the market, right? And we see this like this is what happens is typical volatility we see when it comes to Bitcoin in a bull market. Yeah, I mean, playing the leverage in a bull market, it can be very, very dangerous. Thinking about, this actually happened a week ago, not a week ago, a month ago, around the 40 something K level. I actually forgot the level. But yeah, we did see the same thing happen. We broke out of a range, destroying all of the shorts, and then immediately dumped right back down, even below the previous range, and then destroyed all of the longs, and then just reset the market, right? So, yeah, the volatility will destroy you. So stay away from that. But this little dump here is what I want to speak about because we were talking about a pre-halving dump the past couple weeks. Because we do see a pre-halving dump in every single bull market, and what we're seeing right now is that we see a $10,000 dump. Now, I wasn't too fond of the pre-halving dump, because I'm just not betting against Bitcoin in this bull market. It's been going up crazy. I believe it to be a bull in a bull market, and but we did see a 15% dump. And we haven't actually seen that this whole time. We haven't seen a 15% dump. If you think about it, we have been pretty much going up since 20 something K consistently. I don't actually remember seeing any kind of dump, especially like what we saw yesterday. $10,000 within a few hour period. We haven't seen it. So, um, just thinking about that right now, is that the dump that we were expecting? And if it is, then maybe we just reset everything and now we can kind of pump up for the rest of the cycle. Um, but also another thing, we we are used to seeing, it's typical for a bull market to see at least 4 to 5 to 6 30% dumps, right? That's very typical for a bull market. And we should expect to see that during a bull market. But maybe this 15% dump is an indication that we probably won't see as deep of a dump when we get those dumps. So usually we have like a 30% dump or even up to a 40% dump. But just seeing this little flash dump 15%, maybe we might get, you know, 4 to 5 15% dumps, or 4 to 5 20% dumps, instead of the typical 30 to 40% dumps. And the only reason why I'm saying that is because of the Bitcoin ETF and how that is affecting the market. We are seeing differences in this market, guys. Number one, we never had a Bitcoin spot ETF. That's the first difference. Number two, we've never broken the all-time high before the halving, right? That's another big difference. So we are seeing pretty big differences. We're not supposed to be up this high until months after the halving, right? But we are, things are getting accelerated very early, right? And we're starting to see ETH pop off right now. We broke 3,800, which is very, very important. I always tell you guys, Ethereum is a leading indicator as to what's to come in the altcoins, man. So right now we're seeing really good price action in Ethereum, which is very important. And we're going to see that trickle down into the altcoins. And we're already seeing that right now We're seeing memes go up crazy. Go watch my video I made yesterday about Osaka Protocol. Ridiculous, man. I made this video yesterday, and guess what? It's already up 80% since yesterday's video. Since yesterday's video, we're up well over 10x on Osaka since we bought in since my first call on Osaka. So definitely check those videos out on Osaka. It might be the next SHIB. I'm just saying. Right? Anyway, we're also seeing other coins go up. But anyway, today I want to speak about TitanX. Let's get into TitanX, man. TitanX, man, we have Hyper coming out. But the thing is this, I know everybody's down and out when it comes to TitanX because we got what? We've got um Bitcoin's going up crazy, certain alts are going up crazy, but we're seeing TitanX go down in price every single day. But I'm here to tell you guys, number one, that's what it's supposed to do in the beginning. All right, let me explain. I don't really care about the price of TitanX. And plays like TitanX, like Zen, is very similar to TitanX. I don't really care about the price of it in the beginning. These coins are not meant to go up until they're meant to go up, right? Let me explain. There's a time period when these coins go up. At the very beginning, they're hyperinflationary, which means that every single day there's more coins coming on to the market, which means their price is going to go down. That's just what it's going to be. All right, these type of coins, you don't look at the chart. The problem is a lot of people just look at the chart every single day, TitanX chart going down, down, down. Like, come on, bro. I mean, some of you guys haven't heard of Zen, right? Like Zen, the price goes down like for the whole year, right? You have to understand there's a reason for that. It's not meant to go up until certain market factors kick in, right? And when those factors kick in, then that's when the price goes up. So when it comes to TitanX, man, we're waiting on the big projects. The big project is what? Hyper. Okay, let's talk about Hyper, right? I always say the founders project is the one that everybody is waiting on. And let's talk about Hyper because that's the one that's coming out from Jake Sharp himself, right? Now, Hyper, it's just that, man. It's got a lot of hype. Actually, Jake waited until DripX had a 99% dump and to come out with the Hyper news. So basically, what happened was DripX came out. I actually made a video about DripX on the day that it launched, and I told you guys my reasons why I don't think it's gonna work. And sure enough, on the eighth day, it was the eighth day of the ninth day or whatever, it dumped 99%. Right, 99%. I don't actually know what it is right now, but uh, I'm not feel bad for anybody who had to suffer from that, but it did dump 99%, and Jake profited off of the fact that people were. So what happened was a lot of people took money out of TitanX, put it into DripX, and then when they dumped 99%, a lot of people rushed right back into TitanX. So during that 99% dump, Jake came out with the announcement on Twitter that he started the Hyper Telegram group, right? So as soon as he posted that, everybody was like, it was like the most opportune time. I like that. Shows that Jake knows marketing. He's good at taking the opportunity when the opportunity comes. And basically, everybody was coming right back to TitanX, and he dropped the Telegram group. And literally, like I think that night, there was already 1,000 people in Telegram group, right? So much hype for Hyper. I think within a couple of days, I think now it's like at 2,000 people. Could be more than that now. I haven't checked in a while, but it was nearing 2,000 last time I checked. So there's like nearly 2,000 people or more, way more than that actually, because not everybody joins the Telegram group, right? But they're waiting on the Hyper white paper, and they're ready and willing to get into Hyper like right now, as soon as it drops, right? We've got thousands of people just ready and willing to get into Hyper. So there is hype for Hyper. That's what I'm trying to say. There is a lot of hype for Hyper, and that's gonna affect the price of TitanX. It's gonna push up the price of TitanX, because we do know that you need liquid TitanX to get into Hyper. That's one thing that we do know. Now, there were some changes that we don't know exactly. We have to wait for the white paper, but Jake did come out a little while ago. He said that Hyper is not going to compete with any of the other TitanX protocols, which is important. We don't actually really want another Dragon X or another Helios or another, right? We want these protocols to thrive and to flourish, and we want Hyper to be just as big, but to kind of like complement these other build on TitanX protocols. And that's what he's claiming that he has built, and we're just waiting for it to come out. So here's the thing. Hyper is done. Hyper has been done. I'm pretty sure of it. Like Jake is timing the market. He's already on record saying He's on record saying that he's not going to come out with hyper until the non-believers get out. And that's pretty much what we're seeing right now. He said that on a couple of months ago on a crypto kindness live stream, right? So he's pretty much waiting on the weekends to get out. Jake comes from that Richard Hart Hex post chain community. Before he was in doing TitanX, he was in making a lot of post chain content and Hex content. And then he went to Zen, and then he came out with TitanX. So he does come from that Richard Hart legacy. And Richard Hart is somebody who's big on time in the market, right? Richard Hart said on record it takes about 50 weeks to get rid of the weak hands, and he waited to come out with Pulse Chain 50 weeks before the halving, right? Exactly 50, exactly what he said he did. The thing is, like, Jake comes from that legacy. He's all about game theory. He's all about tokenomics and time in the market, even though he won't say it, but actually he did say it. He said, I'm waiting to get the weekends or the non-believers out before Hyper. So Hyper is done. I'm just letting you know, Hyper is done. It's not a layer one blockchain. It's not something that's going to take a long time to build. You know what I mean? It is essentially a DeFi protocol, right? It doesn't take forever to build, but he's timing the market, and which is cool. I'm not against that. Like everybody wants, or these founders, especially in that realm of Richard Hart, Jake Sharp, right? That realm, they want a chart that goes up and to the right. Right? They want a nice smooth chart. In order to get that, you got to get rid of all of the weak hands, the non-believers, the people that don't really want to hold long term. And the way you get them out is by holding off for as long as possible, for making them think that the project is completely dead, that it's never going to go up, and then they eventually capitulate and they sell, and then all of a sudden you start seeing the price go up. That's pretty much what it is. And then you get a clean, smooth chart because you have no people who want to sell. You have no weak hands. All you have is people that want to hold long term, right? That's pretty much what he's doing, man. Let's be real. He's pretty much, timing the market, but he did say it will come out before the halving, and I'm pretty sure it will come out before the halving. Halving is only 40 days away or something like that. It's a month away. Pretty sure that it will happen before the halving because pretty much you want to be in the market. You want to be in the game at the halving, right? After the halving, you don't want to, you want to get the full bull cycle to really get the upward trajectory, the price appreciation that you want. Now let's talk about after Hyper. After he comes out with Hyper, right now he's technically building. I say building with air quotes because I think he's already done with it. He's just timing the market. But let's say he's building head down, he's building right. But what happens after Hyper? How are we going to keep the hype up? There's going to be initial hype, definitely, because we already see thousands of people in the Telegram group ready to buy Hyper when it comes out. But how do we keep the hype up months down the line? Now, here's the thing. Like I said, um, TitanX is very similar to Zen, but it's also very similar to, especially more similar to Hex and that community. And why I say that is because when it comes to Zen, yeah, it has similar tokenomics and kind of a similar type of inflationary coin, but Zen has X1. X1 is the layer one blockchain that the team behind Zen are creating, and that pretty much is going to do the marketing for them. Right? It's a layer one blockchain. Everybody wants to come. They want to build all of the other platforms, DeFi, dexes, everything that exists on every other chain. They're going to want to build it on X1's chain, right? So they have a blockchain. When it comes to TitanX, there's no blockchain. There's no layer one block. There's no, you need to do advertising, right? And what was good for Hex and what made Hex go up 10,000x, one of the main reasons was Richard Hart live streamed every single day. He did a daily live stream every single day, bringing in new people. He bragging about why his coin was better than the other coins, talking about why you shouldn't get into that project, dropping value for his community consistently, and people picked up on that value, and they started to subscribe, started to watch his live streams daily, and he was bringing in new people into the community to buy up Hex, right? And that's what you really need with a coin like this. You need new people to enter into the community for every coin in crypto, really, but especially when it comes to TitanX and coins like TitanX. You need people coming in, and you need to advertise. So one thing that Jake really needs to do, and I think that he will do, but he really needs to do like a daily live stream every single day, just like Richard Hart did, right? No more live streams with other content creators like Crypto Kindness, and shout out to them. But you want to see like his own live stream daily, providing valuable content, talking about TitanX, bringing in new people into the community, right? And Jake is a likable guy. I mean, he's made content previously for Post Chain and Post X, not yeah, Post Chain and Post X and Hex. He's made content for Zen. After that, he was making a lot of content for Zen. So people like him. He's a likable guy. He's got a thick accent, thick Irish or Scottish, whatever accent. Maybe he could tone it down a little bit, but yeah, he's a likable guy. He's got a lot of knowledge and he's got a lot of value that he could bring. And I think his daily live streams would be really, really beneficial and kind of like bring in new people in. And I think you really need it with a coin like TitanX. So if we get that, and I think he's mentioned this before. I think I remember him saying something about he's gonna have a little setup, his own live stream type of setup, studio setup in one of the live streams a couple months ago. I think he said something like that. So I think he's already planning it. That would be dope. And if he does, I'm telling you, price is the recipe for price appreciation for a coin like this. You got Jake Sharp live streaming daily. And then at the same time, you got Hyper going crazy. You got 17 other projects built on TitanX. Basically, every single project on TitanX is a buy and burn for TitanX. It's either buying up TitanX and burning it, or it is max staking it long term, taking it off the market. So if we get this kind of recipe, all of these projects, including Hyper, including daily live streams from Jake, is gonna be crazy, man. That's the type of recipe for price appreciation, the type of recipe for 10,000x, like I've been saying. And I think the future is bright for TitanX, but you just gotta wait. You gotta wait. It's not the time. Right now is not the time. Anyway, it is crypto faceless. I remain faceless. I remain nameless. Let me know if you like it. Let me know if you agree. If you don't agree, then let me know that as well in the comments, and make sure you subscribe if you think it was valuable. I think it's valuable. Anyway, I think the video was valuable. Anyway, it is crypto faceless. I'm out. Take care.